Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is an updated video for the StellaVita, formerly known as the Astro Station. There was a video that I did a few weeks back, but now there has been an updated release to the firmware as of January the 3rd, 2025. I think that's the latest version, but that's the one we just tested. Watch this video if you truly want to see the struggles of reviewing equipment that is in beta testing. You will enjoy this video, but if not, skip to the end and you'll see my final thoughts. But let's get into the review of this, the new updated version firmware. I think you'll be pleased. All right, here we go. This is the fifth and final try for this test run of the StellaVita new app software firmware update. Here we go. As you can see, I'm just going to do a quick run through here of what we have here. We've got, oops, sorry about that. Starting off with the mount. The mount is set up, turned on, AM5. Got the camera. The 2600 MC Pro is turned on, ready to go. Guiding camera. It's the 120mm. It's turned on, ready to go. Just all the standard features, the standard settings in here. There is no filter wheel hooked up. There's no electronic focuser hooked up. This is the miscellaneous tab to where you can get to your DC outports. I've got one turned on to power the camera. You have the option for an SD card or built-in storage. Right now it's an SD card. I don't think the built-in storage part works. But as you can see, we're on version 1.0.21 and it's 2025. It's January the 3rd. It's the newest and greatest update, I believe, and this is in beta testing at this time. All right, so we're going to try to make this quick. We do have weather rolling in, so what we want to do is we want to roll right into check the focus real quick. We got Polaris in the window. We're going to take ZWO's batten off mask here for the Red Cat 71. Sorry, my hands are a little cold here. And we're going to put on this batten off mask. And it's sometimes a little cold out here. This thing shoots sparks when you hook it up. All right, here we go. We're going to take an image here. There we go. Check this focus. Hopefully get with the diffraction spikes right in the middle. That's what we want. Ooh, let's see here. Yeah, okay. That's good enough for the test. All right, those look good. Focus is good enough. Put this back up. All right, now we can move on with getting this thing polar aligned. As soon as there we go. All right, sorry about that. We're back together. Here we go. We're going to hit this little telescope button over here, and there's a polar alignment button here. And the reason why we're using the iPhone this time for a screen record is because the screen record on this Android tablet is no good. It had a lot of problems. So we're gonna hit this image button to start the polar alignment, and we are polar aligning. And thanks to my lovely wife Sarah, who bought me these really nice USB hand warmers. They are a godsend. Man, they work great. All right, it's capturing, it's plate solving. We'll try to get through this as quick as we can because this is the fifth time of doing this. We've had some guiding issues and some software issues and some screen capture issues. So it's just been some user error and some issues. All right. Here we go. We do have a refresh button now available and an auto button, but this auto button can't get it to work. So we're just going to use the refresh button and we're going to adjust our mount just a little bit, and hit the refresh button. And it's going to do just like a regular ASI Air would. Plate solve. Usually don't have any issues getting the plate solve to go. It's a little finicky, but it works. I know it works. I've done it a couple times. All right. We're going to just lock it down for right now, and then we will adjust the azimuth. Let's just hit the refresh button here. Sorry, y'all. Just pardon me. It's cold out here. Okay, let's adjust the azimuth now, and make sure I'm turning this the right way. Probably not. We'll see. We'll wait and see here. Nope, the other way. So, no worries. We'll just put it right back where it was. Just bear with me here while it's running through this plate solving for polar alignment, and we're getting closer. We're not looking for a perfect alignment. We're just looking for something good enough to track long enough to go through a planing sequence and capture an image. That's all we're looking for. And I do believe we'll be able to get there from here. Just bear with me while we do this. Again, we're not going to be setting any blazing records on polar alignment tonight. Just try to go through the motions and get it to polar align. And I'm making smaller adjustments just so we don't overshoot. All right, so that's the first ringy dingy there. Lets us know that we're in the green, but we're still not good enough. We are close. So we're going to make even smaller adjustments. And once we get to that really sweet spot, it'll give you a little chime. Closer, but not close enough. Real close. And it's going to move when I go to tighten it down. It always does. This AM5 mount just does not stay exactly where you set it. We're getting really close. Really close. Just making minute adjustments. It's going to take a few minutes of tweaking. Yeah, still not too bad. All right, that's the last azimuth adjustment we're going to make for this minute. Okay, we're going to tighten it down. Hopefully it doesn't jump too terribly far, which it probably did. No, not too bad. All right, let's just bring it up just a wee bit. All right, just a tiny little bit. We're going to bring it up. And let's get that nice chime. Nope, too far. I just barely touched it too. All right. Fingers crossed. It's going to come down. We're going to be really close. All right, coming back into limits here. It seems like every time I do this one, it is finicky, but it gets there. And one thing I have not noticed is an all-sky polar alignment available on this app yet. Hopefully they'll have that soon. All right. We are one more adjustment away, I think. Fingers crossed. Almost, I promise. Just bear with me. I want to show you that extra little chime you get when it's in the sweet spot. So it says. There is another little chime here, I think. When you get it to, I think it's half an arc second or less. I'm trying not to overshoot. Sorry. We're on the struggle bus tonight. But it's working. Alright, this is probably going to be it right here. And I'll lock it down and see where we're at. We'll just have to go with it. We are on a time crunch. Weather is moving in. So we're going to lock this down and see what happens. It's probably going to throw it off. I really want to get closer. We're going to try to get a little closer. Come on, we just want to get there. I want to show you that other sweet spot chime. Those chairs starting to squeak pretty bad. Oh, it's getting cold out here. All right. Let's see if that'll do. Well, looks like we're gonna have a glitch tonight, just like we had glitches last night. And we are on the struggle bus. Oh my gosh. It's just laughable. All right. Well, it's either going to like it or not. That's as much altitude I'm adjusting it. I'm doing it more. We're just going to sit here and be up and down all night. All right, so we'll do the azimuth just one more time here. And making sure I'm turning it the right way. So 323. Well, I would be adjusting it the wrong way. That's some user error there. It's so funny. You just adjust it a tiny bit and it throws it off, and you adjust it back and it doesn't take up the slack that you just gave it. It's kind of strange, but we're going to go with that. We're going to lock it down and see what happens. because this is the first time it's done this on for the last week. I've been trying to get this to work right. That's good enough for now. Okay, so when we're done, we're going to hit the red button here to stop, and then we'll hit this little square box right up top here to get us out of the polar alignment. And then what's pretty cool is you have this new icon here at the bottom left. It's the Sky Atlas Sky Map. It's pretty nice. It's got a good feel to it. It's got a little landscape feature here, kind of like Stellarium a little bit. So we're going to go over here to the Pleiades real quick. Go to in center. So here it goes. It is moving in the right direction. It's headed towards the Pleiades, which is directly over my shoulder here. So we know that it's looking good. Man, these hand warmers are doing really nice. Put them in my pocket here, and it keeps the pocket nice and warm. All right. Hopefully it centers up on the target, and that part of the test will, the Sky Map, Sky Atlas portion of the test will be done. And this is usually where it rolls into problems, is when I go to take an image. Every time you take the image, it wants to recenter the target, and then it wants to start re-guiding again, and that's probably some user error involved in there. But I know it will take a 3-minute image of the Pleiades here because I did it the other night, and then it stopped working. So okay, that part works, takes the picture, so the go-to feature works. We'll go over to the guide camera, and this is where the guiding does not look very nice at all. The quality of the resolution is stuck to 640 by 480, and we hit the guide button here, and it's probably going to want to calibrate, so I do apologize. We're going to have to sit through a calibration of this once it captures a star. Well, it's going to make a liar out of me. It's not doing anything at the moment. There it goes. Okay. It captured. There is, I think, a little bit of software glitches in here. It finally captured it, and it is guiding. You can see the yellow graph there. It'll just do its thing for just a minute, and I'm sorry about that. It'll do its thing, and hopefully it will hold the guiding, and then at least get through this demonstration, because I know it works. I've done it. The only issue that I've had so far is when you use the plan mode and it will go to the target, but when you try to guide from that point on, it's like a vicious cycle. It centers the target and restarts the guiding, and then when it restarts the guiding, it recenters the target. It's like a vicious cycle, and it would never get out of that. So I had to turn the guiding off, use the plan mode. It'll go to it, start it, and then you can start taking the picture and then turn the guiding on, and everything was fine. But it's just a little software glitch, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the weather here. We had about an hour and 15 hour and 20-minute window to get this done before the weather rolled in, so trying to do that for you now. But just have to bear with me for a minute while this thing does its guiding calibration. And I'm assuming in the features here it tells you that you're multi-star guiding, and there's an M for the multi-star, I believe, but I don't see the little boxes, not for the calibration mode, but even when it's guiding, I'm used to seeing the other stars pick up in little boxes as well, or circles, but this doesn't show that. So just let it go through its little guiding feature here, and then we'll do a couple more tests and call it good. My neighbor's puppies, they want to play. They got a bunch of huskies over there. The sky is looking really nice. It's clear at the moment. Jupiter's looking really nice. I can see Mars just over the tree, well, through the trees. Looking really, really nice. I think someone just let my dogs out. So just give it another minute, and we'll try to get this going. We may have a visit from a puppy here in a minute. We'll see. Just don't think it's going to make it all the way over center on that cross. And that's probably user error with the not putting all the proper steps in as far as the settings. I hear a puppy. Come here, sweetie. Come here. Come here. You want to come here? Where you at? Come here. I can't see you. Hello. Hey, sweetie. We're trying to get this thing to go, and it's just taking its good old time. Well, now it says it's guiding, but as you can see, it's clearly off. It's way off. So what we'll do is we'll stop it, and we'll start it again, and what it's going to do is it's going to capture itself and more than likely hold. That's exactly what it was doing the other night, and it was working. So we'll have to wait and see if it's going to go. And there it goes. So normally it'll sit here and hold it. Let's look at the graph. See if it starts to put the graph out. You can turn the histogram on there. Let's go back over here and let's do a 2-minute exposure. We won't go the 3 minutes because I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. But before we hit that button, let's just check the guiding and make sure the guiding is still going. It's still tracking, so we'll go ahead and give it. Now it's going to take a 2-minute image of the Pleiades here, and I got my fingers crossed again. Like I say, somewhere about 45 seconds or so is when the guiding starts to go off from before. So I have my fingers crossed. You just can't see them, and I'm hopeful. Nope, there it goes. It just dropped off. The guiding just dropped off. So this is the issue I've been having. It's been plaguing the whole time. Just can't get past the guiding at this point on why it. Let's get rid of this graph. On why it keeps dropping off. And again, that could be a user error, but it worked perfectly. I haven't changed anything from the other night, and it worked perfectly. So I think my doggies are over there messing with the neighbor's doggies. All right, so it's not gonna catch back up, and it's not gonna work. So I can show you this part. So let's turn off the guiding. Let's stop taking the picture because there's no use in showing that. But I will show you that it will plan. There's NGC 1333. This was from the other night. You can delete that. We hit this button over here to start a new one. We want to start from target from the star library. And you've got favorites, tonight's best, or solar system. And what we're going to do is just go by what we had before. Let's just go to 410. We'll hit this check mark here. We'll save it. And then we'll go to task management to set up the lights. We want to take the light frames. We'll hit the plus. Light frames here, gain 100. We're going to take one photo. That's all we're going to try to get right now. So we're going to hit save. Now this part is done. Now to get this thing to go, you would normally just go to the camera button, press the camera button again, and you go down to plan. If I hit that with my finger, right? Sorry. Okay, so now up here at the top, you can see that it says capturing 1 of 1, and we start, and it should to move and capture the actual IC410. What you barking at, sweetie?
Probably deer back there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of deer out here tonight. All right, it's going to give us those magical beeps, the double beep here in just a minute, saying it's confirmed. But I think I know what I did wrong already. Let me stop that. Go back to this task management, and what I did wrong here is under the target management. I had turned off the center to target. So let's put all this on to see if it works. And let's save here. That was my fault there. So we'll go back to plan mode, which we are. Excuse me. Now what it's going to do, it's going to make sure it already slewed to the target, and it's just going to line itself on the target. And I'm pretty sure that once this thing lines up, gives us the double beep, which is good. And we'll get a confirmation here in just a second on the screen. But unfortunately, I think what it's going to do is it's going to try to start calibrating guiding again, and I can't figure out how to turn that off without starting and stopping. So here comes the first test image. It's coming through. It says it's guiding, but let's wait for this thing to come on. So, okay, there's the first image of IC410. That's not the 2-minute image. It is trying to take the image. Currently it says it's guiding, but if we pull up the graph, you can see that the guide is not, it's not guiding like it's, well, I'll take that back. Maybe it is. Maybe it's going to try to work this time, and it's going to make a liar out of me. But no, it's moving. I don't know if it's going to keep up with it. Yeah, no, it's not going to work. But at least you can see the issue that I'm having here, and that may be user error, that may be the settings, but it worked perfectly the other night with no issues. And what I had to do, though, is I had to stop all of this, and I had to go stop taking the picture like this. I had to turn off the guiding, so the guiding would stop. Go into the task management. Actually, we won't use the plan mode at all, but we'll go ahead and turn the guiding back on. And let it try to capture itself. We're going to go back to the single mode. Make sure I'm on the single mode here. Yep, we're on single mode. We got the 2-minute exposure. We're just going to check and make sure the guiding has recaptured itself. It has, and we're going to go ahead and try to take the picture right away. Okay, so at this point, we're not using the centering the target. We're not using anything, just taking a normal picture. This seemed to work the other night. This is how I got 3 images, 3-minute images of the Pleiades, and 2 3-minute images of this this IC410 nebula. But I don't know if this is going to, nope, it's not. It's just the darndest thing. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sure that there's some settings out there that may work, but it worked perfectly the other night without changing a single thing. So I think there's some glitchiness in it. And the other night, this thing kept going off and on, off and on. So anyway, clearly it's not going to be able to take the picture. So we'll just turn that off. There is some resolution issues here going on with that. So we're not even going to let the picture finish taking. But what I will show you is now that the guiding is off, let's go over and let's go to Jupiter. And we'll center up on Jupiter. So this thing still has several issues. I know that I need some more training on this device. There's no good directions available in English for this. This is still in beta testing, so it's really hard to figure out. This is my 5th time doing this. Each time it gets better, but the last 2 times, it's like the longer the device is on, the more issues it has. I think it either overheats, or it just doesn't want to play in the cold. There's Jupiter right there. All right, so it does work like that. Taking pictures, it just won't guide. So it won't guide correctly all the time. I say it's 50-50. Let's go to video mode. And you'll see there's the video mode. It's not, you can't zoom in all that well. There's Jupiter and some of its moons. You can adjust your exposure just like you would on the ASI Air. And you can adjust your gain up or down, but you don't get a clear picture at all. It's almost like you're looking through the guide camera at this point. But it's stuck at 640 by 480. I can't figure out how to get that to change. This is just your center target button here. So it works. It doesn't work 100%, but it does go to. The go-to feature does work. The guiding is just the issue. So there's the plan mode. As you saw, it does plan and go to. There is the polar alignment feature. If you wanted to go to a specific coordinates, you can put your RA and DEC in there. You can go to it. Let's see, just go over a couple more things here that we probably have missed. If you wanted to change your camera, you just basically turn your camera off. And here is a list of all the different cameras that's in here. There's a bunch. Pretty much just about everyone you can imagine, I think, is in here. Once you have it plugged in and turned on, it recognizes it and it brings it up to the top. And you just turn it on. Somebody was asking about electronic focuser the other day. So there's electronic focuser. And they were wondering if it worked with a Gemini, and there was I thought I saw a Gemini focuser in here the other day. But there it is right there. There's a Gemini focuser rotator right there. And then, of course, it works the same way with the guide cameras as well. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell there. And can't really get it to guide. We'll try it one more time just because. We're going to try it just because. Just because. Let's see here. That part looks good. There's no resolution change here. It's got the right stuff there, so that's good. We could take this down to 50. Let's try that. Take that down to 80. We're just trying some things to see if this will make it work. So then we want to go back to the guide camera. There's no save button here, so I'm assuming that it's saved. All right, so we want to go here. Let's see if we can get it to track itself. Maybe it just needs some more tweaking, and maybe if I went in there and put all the settings from the ASI air in there, and maybe we'll try that next if this doesn't work. Not tonight though. The weather's getting bad. It will be bad here in just a few minutes, so let's see if by some happen chance this works, and it could all just be in my head, but the other night this worked perfectly without making any changes to this settings at all. It just picked it right on up, and it just worked like magic smoke. We'll give this just a minute. If this looks like it's going to work, we'll take an image with it, and then we'll run into the I don't want to go into the plan feature to do that, because I know that it will probably try to it'll probably try and recalibrate itself. I don't want to get back into that. I just want to be able to show you that it will guide, because this is exactly what it was doing the first night. When I put the update in, it started to guide magically. It was doing really, really nice. This is as long as it's guided so far, so I'm happy to say that I don't think we can... Nope, there it goes. It started to... That might have been me moving it, though. No? All right. So what we're going to do is, I know that I don't think that we can use the Sky Atlas while guiding. Let's try. Let's see. This thing is probably going to make... you can't use the go-to feature, but maybe we can use the capture target feature. I wonder if it'll capture that target and go to it. Oh, no. Yeah, it's making a target of it. So what we'll do is we'll stop guiding. Since it's working, let's go back to the main camera, go back to the Sky Atlas. Now the go-to is there. Let's let it go settle up on itself. And let's see if we can't take a 3-minute image with this, and maybe this little nightmare is over. And it's probably just mostly user error here, but it does need some tweaks. But hopefully you're getting something out of this, because every time I turn this little machine on, I'm getting something out of it, and learning what to do, what not to do. I'm trying to get, and I wish it was on an iPad, because the screen record I know works on an iPad, and this doesn't work very well. Okay, so we're going to center it up. Okay, there we are. It looks good. I'm just going to zoom in just a little bit. I'm going to go over here and turn the guiding on. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that it's going to hold its guiding. And we're going to take a nice image of the Pleiades. See if we can't get some of those nice, beautiful, wispy clouds around the stars. Let's see what happens here. All right, let me get rid of this screen here so I can see what's going on. Okay, yep, it's holding it. We're going to put the graph back up. We're going to go back to the main page here. Make sure that we are on a single. We're on single. And we're going to put the guiding graph back there. We're going to go ahead and adjust the exposure. We're going to take a nice 3-minute image. Okay, so just indulge me here, and let's see if we can't make this work. All right, everybody just got to hold their breath. No, don't hold your breath. cross your fingers, and let's hope this thing works, because like I say, and you know what, honestly, I didn't check to see that when I know that when you turn this device on and off, if you're using a laptop and you're using the it's really strange. It's like the software, the firmware that you upload into the StellaVita box doesn't stay in the box. It stays in whatever you're using, because it seemed to work better and have no problems with the laptop. But when I switched from the laptop to the tablet, that's when I started noticing I have issues, because I don't, maybe the app, I had to go back and reload the app into this, because it didn't stay, obviously it didn't stay in the box. So maybe that's why it was working the other night versus, the last couple nights, because I did switch, and maybe, and I did update the app. So that could all have been user error on my part. But I do see, I don't want to talk this into that it's going to work, but I'm hopeful, because I can see on the screen here that it's holding for at least half of what we got going on here. So time will tell. About a minute and 30 seconds, maybe a minute and 15 seconds. I can see the line of clouds right there. I know you can't see me pointing, but literally right over here, there's a line of clouds there. So I can just see them starting to form here. We're clear on this side. Maybe if this works, we'll try the plan mode real quick, and then call it a night, just to see if it works. I'm hoping that it works. I really want this device to go through its paces, work, and then get the updates, because I really want this to come out, because I want to use this so my Player One cameras will work. I love my ZWO equipment, but man, I really hate having to set up everything portable with the ZWO stuff and then take out the 585 or the 224 camera and then put in my Player One camera. Okay, here we go. It's just seconds away. It looks like the guiding just dropped off. Maybe it didn't hurt it long enough for the picture, but it looks like it's not guiding anymore. Here it comes, the picture, and it star trailed, so it didn't hold all the way. But what's cool about that is you can still see the wispiness of the clouds around the plate tees. That's pretty cool. So all right, well, anyway, it guided for just a short while. It probably would have made it for a 2-minute picture. It just didn't want to take it for the 3. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I will see you inside for final thoughts. Okay, so here are my final thoughts. Obviously, if you watched the video, you saw there were some struggles with guiding and with polar alignment. Now, I will admit that with the polar alignment, there's probably some little error in there on my part, as well as the guiding. But I will have you know that I did take this device and use the standard settings and have it work. It worked perfectly with the new update. It guided, it polar aligned perfectly, and went through a session. But then it seems like with all new pieces of equipment, there are bugs. And it seemed like after doing this for like 5 times on different nights, I had different results. But the end result is that this StellaVita device is going to be a top competitor against the ASI Air, solely because you can take any camera, any mount, and roll with this device, which I can't wait until this is done and out for public release, because I'll be the first one to buy it if I'm given the chance, because solely I really want to use my Player One cameras, and I don't want to have to be locked into just the ZWO stuff. However, I will use this on a day-to-day basis, but it's just for my planetary stuff that I want to be able to use this for. There are some issues with this device. The guiding is not completely fixed yet. If you operate a ZWO AM5 mount with this StellaVita device, and you have a piece of equipment that is more than what the weight limit is with without the counterweight, you need to put the counterweight on, if I'm saying that right, but it still won't work. This device will not properly operate the AM5 with my ZWO APO 130 fully rigged out. It will not operate it because the slow mode or the heavy duty mode that is available in the ASI Air is not available in this. And I've noticed that it will fall. The equipment, if you lean it to the right, it will not pick itself up. It won't work. There's just some bugs to be worked out there. So as it is right now, this is the only one that I'll be using until this comes out. But I hope in the future, in the very near future, that this StellaVita is redesigned and it is put out for public use. And I can't wait to see the final result of that. So StellaVita, if you're out there watching this, please send us the first version you've got that's updated, that works, and we'll test it out. I have high hopes for this device now that the new app was released and it has all the new settings. The Sky Map, Sky Atlas is available. This thing works. It guides. It will take a picture. The plan mode works. The go-to feature works. It all works. There's just some little bugs in this thing, but I know it'll get worked out. So again, thanks for tuning in to the channel. Thanks to everyone for all your support. And until next time, clear skies.